Hi, hello, this is Shweta. Welcome to my classes. Today we will be understanding what is ionic bond and how it is formed. Okay, before going to that, let us understand the definition. So here the bond formed by electrostatic force of attraction between positive and negative. So what it is telling means this is a type of a bond which is formed by the force of attraction between one of the positive ion and a negative ion. So this positive ion is nothing but your cation which we say, and this negative ion is a anion. So whatever the force of attraction is there between these two ions, that bond itself is said to be a ionic bond. So how these ions are formed? It is formed by the transfer of one or more electrons. When atom loses electron, it gains positive charge. It is formed by losing the electron. So you should know this. It is formed by losing the electron and it is formed by gaining of electron. So it is formed by gaining of electron. So now let us study this in detail with an example. And you should remember, ionic bond is that bond which connects between metals and non-metals. That is, which connects between metals and non-metals. Means it should have one of the metal and one of the non-metal. Then directly you can tell it as a ionic bond. For example, your table salt, that is NaCl. Your Na is what? Your sodium is metal and chlorine is a non-metal. So whatever the bond is formed between this metal and non-metal is nothing but your ionic bond. So first now we will take sodium chloride and we will study ionic bond formation. So first you know that sodium is a metal. So what it does, it donates an electron. Here since sodium is a metal, so it is donating an electron to chlorine. So it gives the electron to chlorine. So what is happening? So sodium is getting, since it is donating an electron, it is having positive charge. Sodium is being converted into sodium Na+. So this, whatever the sodium atom was there, by donating the electron, what it is getting converted now? It is getting converted into sodium ion. Here chlorine, what it does, it gains an electron. It gains an electron and what happens? Here atom turns to chloride. So here your chlorine becomes chloride. Chlorine means what? Chlorine is nothing but zero charge. So when we take, what is the difference between chlorine and chloride is that, I'll write here, chlorine is nothing but it is having zero charge. When it is neutral, we call it as a chlorine. When it is neutral with no charge, we call it as a chlorine. If it gets negative charge, that is with -1 charge, it is said to be a chloride. This you should be knowing. So here chlorine atom will get changed into chloride ion. So now it becomes Na+ and Cl-. Since these are now, see, these are oppositely charged. You know that oppositely charged ions will attract each other. So there is a force of attraction between these two. This force of attraction is nothing but your ionic bond. So this ionic bond formation takes place. Now the question arises, why only the sodium will give the electron? Now you got to know the sodium chloride, how it is formed, table salt. By donation of electron, by transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine, what happens? Your ions will form and the force of attraction will be there and your ionic bond is formed. But now the question is, why only it will transfer electron and why only it will accept the electron? Now we will discuss that. Now we will understand why your sodium atom will give electron to the chlorine atom. This is what? Sodium atom. Okay, sodium atom and this is chlorine. I write chlorine. I have written the diagram for that atomic structure. So here protons have written. So here sodium will be having 11 protons and 11 electrons, isn't it? Atomic number of sodium is 11. So it will be having 11 protons and 11 electrons. Here chlorine, its atomic number is 17 and it has 17 protons and 17 electrons. This much you know. So here first orbit, you know that first energy level it contains 2 electrons. Next will contain 8 electrons and then again next also will be containing 8 electrons. But since it is having only 11 electrons, so I have filled 2 plus 8. So outer orbit, like valence electron is only 1. So this is about sodium. Here about chlorine you come, it has 17 electrons. So first energy level is completely filled, second is also completely filled and third one is empty with only 1. So it can hold another still 1 electron. Clear? So you can see in sodium, one of the electron is available here in the valence shell and here this chlorine is like it is deficient of only 1 valence electron. But you remember that always all the atoms, whatever they know in the periodic table, they want to fulfill their octet. I mean, they want to fulfill their valence shell. So it should be complete. So if I just think that if I just remove this electron, so it will be complete, isn't it? Now this will become valence shell. This will no more be a valence shell. So this will become valence shell and it is completely filled. So just if I transfer this electron here, what happens? Here also the valence shell is completely filled. So this is the reason why your sodium atom will give an electron. So it will transfer the electron to the chlorine atom. So now what happens? since your 11 protons were there, 11 electrons were there. It is losing 1 electron. So what happens? 11 protons will be there. Your electrons will be only 10. Because it is losing 1 electron, your electrons will be 10. Now you compare the charge. Here, positive charge is more when compared to that of negative charge. Hence, the sodium gains a slight positive charge. So it will get a positive charge. Now coming to chlorine. So what it is doing? It is accepting the electron. So now earlier 17 protons were there. Proton will be the same. Now see the number of electrons. Earlier it was 17. Now when it sodium donated, it became 18. So it will be 18 electrons. Now you can see one of the electron is increased. So if more than protons, your electrons are there. It means it will gain the slight negative charge. So Cl is having a negative charge. Now what you understood? Your sodium and chlorine, both from atoms, they are getting converted into the ions. Now as you know, these ions, since they are oppositely charged, plus and minus, there will be the force of attraction between these and they form a sodium chloride. That is your table salt. Like this, what happens? Your ionic bond formation takes place by the transfer of electrons, by converting into ions, and then by formation of bond. I hope you understood this ionic bond.